The violent earthquake that recently hit Morocco claimed the lives of approximately 2,946 people and injured 5,674. The quake, the most powerful to shake the country in almost a century, left people grappling with basic necessities and shelter. It also left deep scars on the psychology of adults and children alike, even those living in places far away from where the tragedy happened. Of the most affected by the earthquake, children were the hardest hit.
The psychology of children is different from adults, and it's different from that of teenagers and adolescents. And that has a lot to do with neurology and neuroscience, right? The brain is developing throughout our lives, and it only kind of stops developing at the age of 25. And therefore, there are areas of the brain that haven't yet developed in childhood, in early teenage years, in teenage years, that are still being developed. And therefore, the way that we respond to our life and our reality, the way we understand things, process them, and react to them will be different at every stage. There are different ways in which children will express themselves. They're extremely expressive. We'll usually find with children especially is that you will see, signs of what they're experiencing in changes in their behavior, in their physiology. So for example, if they're pale and they're almost like in shock, or if they're starting to wet the bed or anything like that, where it's a change in physiology. And they will also express themselves often in nonverbal ways, right? So whether it's through body language or through drawing, art, and other forms of creative expression. And those can be really good ways to start a conversation with the young person, is to give them the space to express what they're feeling through drawing, and then use that as a medium of conversation to support them. There are different levels of response and support that different people need depending on their reaction after the earthquake and what they're feeling after the earthquake. The first level of response is being able to have some form of community-based support, being able to also channel a lot of the emotions in a positive direction and have a positive interpretation. And this is what we've seen with a lot of people being able to participate in aid response, being able to also donate blood and donate money and things like that. That is a positive way of helping with the psychological effect of trauma. And then the second layer is people who are still feeling very anxious and require crisis support. And so that is where a crisis conversation can help in contextualizing the event, as well as learning some techniques to help calm down and switch off the stress response of the nervous system. The third layer of response are the people who have some more severe symptoms and ones that are more long-lasting. And that's where we're starting to see that people who are having night terrors that won't go away, or also having flashbacks to the event and the memory with the same level of intensity as though it just happened moments ago, or not being able to calm down their nervous system at all, where it's just to the point where it's disrupting sleep and causing insomnia. Those people do require more prolonged support, because those symptoms could be indicators of some signs of PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, and that's where a specialist would need to intervene. To any person who is, wanting to make sure to support their mental health and other people's mental health, and feeling a bit helpless around that, I would say we support each other. It's peer-to-peer support a lot of the time. And so if we can just listen to each other and create a non-judgmental space where we're able to feel comfortable and safe to release our fears, to share our doubts, to share our anxieties, that already might already be helpful and effective. So we can be that resource for each other. And so I would just say, don't underestimate the role that you play in the lives of the people you love.